What a beautiful name is the name of Jesus. I think that's song to your soul to me. It's almas that in peace oh, my best Добрый My Lord, my God, when I lost consider the words that I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, I bow
Hello, my dear. They cut me off. Hello. How are you, Tanya? What's going on? Testing ground in Australia. Australia is being used as the tested ground for the Zionists, the demonic. They're deliberately using Australia for the globalist plan. Freemasons. As the demonic noise is going on, Freemasons 33 to go level hundreds of years ago since Jewish thought. I've already shared this a couple of times. The Rothschilds all linked together. The history of the DNA earlier in a link. I think that video could have been flagged. Goes back to the 1666, much further, and 1700s. September 11th was another mark towards that goal, as you know what, CAID. Don't shoot the messenger, there's links. Rumble. Is Illuminati destroying the West? Sorry, correction. They're using, allegedly, so it says, symbols of the letter G, card number. The Nazi had World War 1, 2, and 3 before the start of the 20th century. See the prediction plans of a high-level 33 Mason with witchery such as Albert Pike. The first war to bring down the Russian royalty, trurh, can't pronounce it, the formulation and foundation of modern Israel, expand communism across Europe, and the third to largely destroy the Western world using Islam, and create a new world order from the ashes. With the new global surveillance The demons don't like me sharing the truth. Sorry to hear that, Tanya. The spiritual significance. Okay. Satanism is on controlling the world. You see, we are of, if you look at the history, the documents, and you link up the 13 top bloodline families, the Mormon leaders' connection as well. They're all today mainstream media promoting the anniversary of 9/11. So when I found this Mormon leadership and their connections, and they're pushing the quantum computer technology in Utah and America, destroying the computer systems and other things. When you look at the history, centuries old, and find out who is also connected, look at this particular one. Iran airstrike. Look at this. The Bush and history. Two key US senators briefed on the attack plan to go public without opposition to move. This goes back to 2008. If you want to research the facts behind 9/11, you need to dig and research. If you want to. The sources, right, and the facts. Why do they really? It's like any rumours, wars, and history. But this particular one goes in connection to Far East and Al Qaeda, and goes reference to George W. Bush, the terrorist organisation allegedly. It goes into their declaration assumptions and reasons why they went into Afghanistan. Yeah, what's going on now? How ironic. So you look at this document explains in detail with the connection with Hillary Clinton for Iran, if it attacked Israel, why they protect. They include reference to US and British intelligence behind attempts to unseat Prime Ministers Mossadegh, who nationalised the Britain's Anglo-Iranian oil company and returned Sheikh Mahmoud Zayed pronounced to power in 1953. There's a lot of history to see before I was born. Didn't know this. So the rich oil states and countries and Far East, the new government under the control, they condemned the US as a great Satan for its decades of support for the chiefs and its reluctant submission into the US for the fallen monarch for cancer treatment. Students occupied the US embassy in Trurh, holding 50 diplomats hostage for 44 days. 8 American cosmonauts died in failed attempts. This is just not read it all because there's a lot of details, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of facts and dates, Middle East, Iran, connections. It's like in biblical years, fighting over the Holy Land and the monetary system over reference to the true facts around Okila, Berlin, Osama, is it Berlin? Turkey, American companies. It was all commerce and business, and they join in the mobs in Muslim majority states, Indonesia to Morocco. Wow. And then they're bringing in the attacks of military against Iran with Faber Makan. You got the Arizona in America Senate saying US is locked into battle across the globe with radical Islamic extremists claims. And then it claimed there could be a strike in America all these years ago. Look at the history, follow the money in business and oil. So these documents really also awareness here. This is for you, Tanya, for those in Australia. Wow, good question, Tanya. Let me just read this and share this for you. This is last year's article. It looks like Australia is being tested out as a pilot for the Teutonian police state that existed in recent history. It's become a full-scale pilot test for the elites to see how well they can implement the New World Order. That's what Australia has been used for, apparently. Australians have been subjected to most of the most horrendous basic human rights and dignity violations in this entire, what's going on over there in the world. The elites are used in Australia to test out these authoritarian measures, such as getting the public used to police state, in which the military and police both patrol the streets, ready to commit violence against other humans refusing to quarantine. Wow. When not sick or not wearing their New World Order, certain things. This is a video I can't play, and this is off a website which I'll highlight here. The guys, full well what they're doing. They are psychopaths and they ain't stupid, said Brian in a video which I can't play. The politicians residing both wealth and power away from the public and consoled into their own hands. We are in trouble if we can't get the military and the police who are committing violence on behalf of tyrants to realise what they're doing to humanity. All of this over, what? This obviously is horrifying that people continue to buy into this, Heavily handed tyrants and opposition is happening everywhere in the world now. Don't just think it's Oh, they keep hacking me again. I must be popular. I must be popular. They don't like it, do they, Tanya, when you tell the truth? Are we all the bludgeon? I am, well, tired. I've just got to get something to eat just now. They've got the bum 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 bang 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 loud music in the park, which is vibrating towards this way, Tanya. Blessings to you. They monitor everything you do. So I thought I'd share that. Of Scotland weather camera. See if it flashes red if it hasn't done it already. And I'll go get my food. As I say, I shall be back. Afternoon. It's going dark skies now, isn't it? Right, the bonnet is on here. Wow, in the hallway you have the perpetrators doing the usual. Just read your comments. Have they hacked me ID again, have they? I am live. Sending all people target and you too, Tanya. What's it like in the time for you? Did you get any rest? Are they happening again? Just sending all people target and you too, Tanya. What's it like in the time for you? Did you get any rest? Are they happening again? Not much. I'm about 4 o'clock in the morning. And perpetrators. They sent round at the roof another perpetrator. Right. Watch me 24 hours a day, are they? Why do they watch people 24 hours a day, do you reckon? Because maybe it's a connection that they see as a predator. Not much, very tired. Oh, eventually. And then my son calls up, cuts me off out the blue and don't respond. Let me see if he's responded yet. First of all, I'll check the weather. I got too much music. He did not respond to me. It's not that warm. He cut me off. But I'll just check. It's meant to be Jesus Christ, our Lord and Saviour's birthday today. So I'm just checking. In fact, they're either blocking communication. It's spiritual, Tanya. About roughly 4 to 6. A few hours. I don't know how much sleep. I don't know. I can't remember now. Excuse me. Yeah, the futuristic movies. There's a lot of bang, 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 bang going on. Imagine a world where women has been able to reduce without men, where they no longer give birth to male babies. This is all these TV programs online or whatever format and films are telling us about what they're planning to do with their scripts and technology.
At the end of my
Copyright. Sam. So are we connected, do you reckon? And do you know? In history. Let's see. Because you know the program. Yeah. My son has took his daughter back. but he's not responded to me. Isn't that ironic? He's not. They got my gas. They used my granddaughter to go something yesterday on the phone. And my son's back to using Twitter. And he doesn't respond back to me. But they mess about with communications, and today he cut me off. He said I had to go and check something, but he didn't get back to me. 5 hours ago, my son's promoting other people's photos and stuff, and he doesn't get back to me, and all issues. It's about mind controlling, isn't it? But you see, you can't hold this against your family members because they're controlled too in different ways. Torture. I share links. What's going on? When I'm also have to be careful of the system on it. So he doesn't realise that I'm observing his communication, and they blocked communications back to me 17 minutes ago, but he doesn't respond to me. His own mum. Texts, phone calls, and all that stuff. Well, on the video yesterday, they're using the colour yellow. Why do they use colour yellow in NK Ultra? I've never had that before. What's that symbolise? Yellow t-shirt, anything yellow in it. So what was she using? She doesn't know what she's doing at 4 years of age. But just playing with a yellow piece of ribbon right in front of my face on the video camera. And my son was doing that. And people say, oh, that could be natural. No, because past week it's all been yellow. Yellow, red and blue. But yellow is the first. No, they won't. You won't talk to me on the phone. 12:30, like it's natural. And then see my granddaughter, playing. Talking about popping up to see me for my birthday in 2 weeks. Looking at hotels, working out cost. There's a that he wants to fork out to take his daughter to a theatre in London. That's going to cost in petrol. And the tickets and give back to him. In a theatre in London to see a well-known musical show. But I know he will link up with my nephews and nieces who live in central London. He won't be going on his own, I know that. I know how it works, he's done this before. Has he invited me? No. I would have found a way. I would have found how much it would cost in an accessible taxi for me in the wheelchair. I would have found a way and worked out towards, an early birthday for myself. Be with my son and my granddaughter. Be nice, wouldn't it? Oh no, not being targeted. But then today he says, didn't realise how much it would cost. You see, We're gaslighting him, targeting him. I know that. It's not his fault. It's not him. It's mind control. Technology. I know that. So I don't take it personally. Not for me. I know they're just using them. They're using everyone on this earth. For those that stop falling to the fallen angels, the demonic side of life, they use everybody else. What's the time for you there? What's the time for you if you're still there? See, they block people coming to my chat. Trace back DNA to the bloodlines, Garden Faith. 9/11 awareness earlier. I'm just going to go into that chat. See, hiding people popped in. And then, happy birthday, Joshua, today.
Creepy example of foreshadowing and/or revelation of the method. I bought this magazine back in 2012 off of eBay because it's David Rockefeller, the man who more than anyone made sure that the Twin Towers got built so that he could destroy them with people inside. And it's shortly after construction began, so I thought there might be some interesting, sneaky revelation of the method style language in the article. Then I noticed that he has the hands of his quite visible watch set at 9 and 11. I always felt like there must be more to this cover, but it took me 3 years to figure it out. As you can see, he's sitting in the window of his office in 1967, 8 months after the groundbreaking for the building of the World Trade Center, with the hands of his watch set at 9 and 11, like I said. 9 and 11 on clocks was one of their favorite ways to foreshadow the upcoming date of their mass murder. They did this in many movies, television shows, and even commercials in the lead up to 9/11. Either the hands are pointing almost exactly at 9 and 11, or it's 11 minutes after 9. There was always something that bothered me about the so-called plane hole on the north face of the North Tower, the iconic one that really represents the 9/11 false flag and the one that they show us the most. I knew it was an important shape and angle for Rockefeller, and he knew well in advance exactly what he was going to make sure that it looked like. After all, it appears on the $10 bill back in the 1990s series, along with all the other scenes from 9/11 laid out in perfect order on the bills. This is also one of the first things that showed me that there were no planes used on 9/11. So the other day it occurred to me, the fake plane hole on the North Tower looks like one of the moons that was on the Jesus statue on the crucifix at the church when I was a kid. Same shape and angle. So I start looking up crucifixion images just to be sure, and this article comes up. Jesus' crucifixion date, possibly April 3rd, 33 AD, according to earthquake study. See, the Bible says that when Jesus died, the ground shook, and they're able to go back that far and figure out when earthquakes occurred, apparently. April 3rd just happens to be the date of this magazine. So then I checked how many years there were between 33 AD, the probable year of the crucifixion, and 2001, the year of the mass human sacrifice on 9/11, foreshadowed on Rockefeller's watch. The number was 1,967, represented by the year seen here. In case you haven't had, many people have been saying for quite a while that it was probably the actual birth date of Jesus was September 11, 3 BC. On that date, Jupiter, the king of the planets, collided with Regulus, the regal star, in Leo, the king constellation. I'll link to a much more thorough explanation below, but to me, it's one of those things that make a lot of sense. And after studying these people for a while, it's exactly the type of thing they like to do. Take something pure and important to a lot of people and twist it and pervert it. Have the sheep celebrate the birth of Christ on the wrong day, coinciding with a pagan holiday, actually. The very word Christ Mass does not mean the birth of Christ, but in fact his death. So they take the date 911 and corrupt it into something that in our minds signifies emergency, and make the actual day into a day of terror and sadness and mourning. And this is just the creepy member of their club that would enjoy gloating about it on a magazine cover. In the 1940s, David Rockefeller's uncle Winthrop Aldrich was on a committee to attempt to get the World Trade Center built back then. They were also foreshadowing 9/11 in the 1944 movie Double Indemnity, and even throwing in an allusion to the name Rockefeller in the same film. In the 1960s, a plan was introduced for a nationwide emergency number. Britain implemented 999 as their emergency number back in the 1930s. Australia and New Zealand selected 999 and 111 respectively as their emergency numbers in the 1950s. Yet for some reason, in 1968, just a year after this magazine came out, AT&T announced at a press conference that a universal emergency number was being established for the U.S. However, instead of 3 like numbers for ease of dialing in a crisis, numbers that could not be further apart on the dial would be used. 9 and 1 and 1 had been chosen by surveys said. Besides being a client of the Rockefeller-funded and directed Brand Brainwashing Institute, the 1975 book The Rockefeller Syndrome lists AT&T as just one of the many companies under Rockefeller control or influence. In the book Rockefeller, the Man Who Misrules the World, AT&T is referred to as the Rockefellers' family-owned monopoly. So they used their power to make the numbers 911, birth date of the Prince of Peace, signify danger and crisis, and after September 11, 2001, heartache and mourning. Rockefeller puppet Ronald Reagan even designated September 11, 1987 to be 911 Emergency Number Day, calling on the people of the United States to observe this day with appropriate ceremonies and activities. And every year, like clockwork, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, an enormous representation of the one thing the Bible tells us not to drag into our homes and decorate with gold and silver, is lit at 8:55 p.m. when hands on the clock are exactly as they are on Rockefeller's watch. So here we have David Rockefeller, the man who was instrumental more than anyone on the planet in ensuring that the Twin Towers got built. Less than a year after the construction began, with the probable date of the crucifixion of Christ above his head, along with the years between that event and 2001 listed here, and the probable date of Christ's birthday, and, of course, the date of the mass murder that took place in his towers in 2001 on his watch. A mass murder during which a slice appeared 1,000 feet up over southern Manhattan for all the world to see, similar to the one depicted in many images of the person that the event seems to revolve around. And just as a side note, if you open this thing up, there's a cigarette ad on the back cover that puts 2 tower-looking things in red, right about where the towers are being built, to David Rockefeller's right, if this picture continued west. So this is what we're dealing with. Sick, arrogant people that feel the need to put their mark on everything in an attempt to convince us that they have total control of everything, which means they don't. As for God and Jesus and the Bible, I know it's trendy to be an atheist and hate all religion, but obviously those who hoard the knowledge, the same people that do very well if we're misinformed, plan their events around these things we're not supposed to believe in. Maybe they know something we don't. I'll put the links in the description, and thanks for watching.
No, why not? I'm charging up. Now if I can leave that uplifting and doing that right now.
ما فيش عمل، ما فيش شغل، ما يبيزوا ولا الخارج ما يفعل. يعني اللي داربوا ما فيش ماي، ما وصلنا حتى برا ولا حكر قصمي. ما فيش عندنا مناقلة من الدباب من البيوت. ما حسيت كريست أول يوم من المغرب لما
Yeah, thanks. I know. Two hours ago, it's not responding to me. He's got no cash, that's what he called me. He gets paid on Tuesday. Okay, they're hacking this way. So, 2 messages. Well, let's see. My hair and DNA's been changed. Look at that, so it's trurh. Wow. Talk about it's demonic. Right, the sky's gone dark. That image, let's just get rid of that. Reptilians, DNA, fallen angels. It's an interesting subject to cover with a list to monitor. Oh, this computer tab. Just save it. You've updated. Yeah, I did send to update that. Let's get rid of the article. Close the tab. Do all the tab. Illuminati is destroying the West. The sterilisation of planet Earth as well. Look. The sterilisation part 1 with the denoting light able to cause. Look at this. Geoengineering Watchdog is a helpful website. Beautiful Mother Earth being destroyed. Versus radiation. The radiation is affecting the body already. Changes the DNA and your hair follicles. That's the link. 3rd of August 2021 article. You got so much interesting information. Okay. There's a link. This is the one I think is quite interesting for 9/11. Look at 1967 and the individual. Let's go to that channel. This is worth having a look at. This one. I could see the hack in the computer. I don't know. Please, I'm screen sharing. Yeah, go back. I'm gonna go back a bit. How the demonic skies are now. Analysis. Look at colours. This is American colours. The red, purple, light blue. Colours. No, that's America. Flag type. When you see the moon, an extra moon, planetary, the comets, and new wormwood, okay? You can tell it's crashing down on Earth, on our atmosphere. They're not going to tell us when the world's going to end. They'll say it spiritually. People's already worked out that are able to, powers that be. Everything is automated. you know. I had a fascination to know if more was right. You know, why my family, and especially one of my nieces, my sister especially, took over the real study of genealogy in my family. And this is Oxford Weather Camp. And my sister's eldest daughter took it over. No, in Oxford. It was an event going on in the town centre. Was it a market day? Oh yeah, because students was getting ready for their universities. Or going to early classes. Or preparing, looking up the uses in bed. I haven't seen many, must be, families observing. There's something going on in that building. You only get into these, in the bloodlines, you only get into these education establishments when you're connected to family people. So in my area, there must be some kind of Freshers' Week. Never starts. I thought it's fine. There's a lot of bicycles. Cambridgeshire, Oxford are well known for that. And never was able to run. But they got the themed targeting program. The skies are fine to sort. Just are they all ants on a planet? When that happens, there's a police car, undercover CID, flashing their lights to and fro like that. Undercover cop car. Life. Not the same. It's important of like I shall be forgiven for, my Lord, my Saviour, because I need 2 days of rest. Well, Sunday is a lot of things I need to do in this place. Well, with the help of my private friend. No matter where you are in the world, the weather is the same. Similar. I haven't been in a hovercraft like this in years. I was travelling quite a bit when I was younger. When my daughter was born, I don't know. I'd like to get changed again. Hello, open top buses. It was a good walk. So let's see who else is streaming about this any particular Monitor demonic attack. Good alternative movies on, and you know, alternative platforms. Look at all this. Whatever you do out there, no matter how much you're hacking into my bloody brain, they're calling for unity. If you want to believe in the mainstream media and not alternative media, it's up to you, but I would suggest also watch Call Me Nappy Targeted Individual and his broadcast. I don't know how he doesn't get hacked, because people get into his chat while they're heavily monitoring me. I find this Christian channel is really good, but at the moment I want to see who is doing what on this platform. Yeah. Nappy is live. Nobody, it's not getting hacked like I am. So when you stop doing that shit, you feel me? You just fucking I'm the worst hacked. Motherfuckers be like, they used to be hella big, man. What the fuck? You don't understand. You gotta, like, we literally gotta keep that program up to stay. You know, stay in shackles. He's too quiet on his phone. They're plumbing him down. Lily live. When I do that, how come he is in America and he's without a car? It's not great, is it? It says 5 watching. It's not ideal having to do without a car, is it, when you target individual? But he just focuses on one subject. I'm hacking my network, so nobody knows. Truth is out there, blessings. Powers that be, you know exactly what I mean.